There's a reason why I have the same birthday as Cus D'Amato, because I'm gonna teach you how to fuck box, Mike.
Alright, so there's this wild rumor going around that Jake Paul is planning to take his trash talk to a whole new level at the next face-off, with Mike Tyson crossing a serious line. Supposedly, he said he will spit right in Tyson's face during the next face-off. Now, I want to be clear, nothing's been confirmed. But if there's even a shred of truth to it, things could get really ugly, really fast.
But once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
Can you imagine the absolute chaos that would ensue if Jake actually went through with something like that? Spitting in someone's face is about as disrespectful as it gets. And we all know Mike Tyson isn't exactly known for his calm and gentle demeanor when he gets disrespected. The guy's a fierce competitor with a short fuse, and he's not afraid to get physical when he feels disrespected. If Jake does spit in Tyson's face, you can bet your bottom dollar that Iron Mike will be out for blood in the ring. He'll want to make Jake pay for that ultimate sign of disrespect, and he'll probably stop at nothing to make sure the young YouTuber leaves the fight a humbled man. But here's the thing. Jake Paul knows exactly what he's doing. He thrives on getting under his opponent's skin. By even suggesting that he might spit in Tyson's face, he's already achieved his goal of getting people talking and riling up Tyson.
The best boxer on the planet is?
Jake Paul.
Why?
I mean, who's doing it?
It's a dangerous game to play, though. Push Tyson too far, and Jake might find himself on the receiving end of a beating that he'll never forget. Tyson's not just some washed-up old boxer. He's a living legend with devastating power and a wealth of experience. If he channels all that rage and focuses it on Jake, it could be lights out for the social media star.
Yes, sir, that's the one.
Okay, so at the press conference, Jake Paul apparently crossed a line by bringing up Cus D'Amato, Mike Tyson's legendary trainer and mentor, in a really disrespectful way. That was a low blow, man. Completely uncalled for. So for Jake Paul to mention Cus in a negative light, especially in front of Tyson, is just plain wrong. But before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. It shows a complete lack of respect, not only for Tyson himself, but for the man who played such a huge role in his life and career. I can only imagine how much that must have hurt and angered Tyson.
And Mike, like, I know how much Cus meant to you, right? And Kiki was telling me backstage what he meant to you. When you lost him, how hard was that?
It wasn't good. I was a young kid. I was 18 years old that happened. And he used to always say, I'm not going to be around, so you have to listen to me. Remember what I tell you, because I'm not going to be around. Because he was 77 when he died. He had cancer. But he wasn't afraid of death. He just wanted me to remember what he told me. You know, he said, listen, you're the greatest fighter in the history of the world. Listen, I'm only 18. He said, you're the greatest fighter in the history of the world. There's never going to be a fighter like you, but you have to fight. Because when he was dying, I said, I'm not going to fight anymore. He said, what? He said, if anybody could ever come back from life and haunt somebody, I will come back and haunt you. That's what he told me on his deathbed. I was only 18, but he would tell the doctor, hey, this is the heavyweight champ of the world. He never allowed me not to think that and believe that. Never allowed me. I never said the word can't. As a young kid, as my whole career, I never used the word can't.
Cus D'Amato was sacred to him, and to have his memory tarnished by some trash-talking YouTuber, that's the kind of thing that cuts deep. It's one thing to hype up a fight and engage in some verbal sparring, but bringing personal relationships and revered figures into it, that crosses a line. Jake Paul should have known better. And have you seen Mike Tyson's reaction to Jake Paul's disrespectful comments? It's absolutely terrifying. I mean, we're talking about a guy who is known as the baddest man on the planet for a reason. According to reports, Tyson is absolutely livid about Paul's remarks. He's not just angry, he's out for blood. Tyson has apparently promised to make Paul pay for his words in the ring, and if there's one thing we know about Iron Mike, it's that he doesn't make empty threats. You can just imagine the intensity in Tyson's eyes as he's training for this fight. He's always been a fierce competitor, but now, with Paul's comments fueling his fire, he's likely pushing himself harder than ever. It's almost like he's possessed by a singular goal: to utterly destroy Jake Paul and prove to the world that he's still a force to be reckoned with. I've heard whispers that Tyson's training sessions have been absolutely brutal since Paul's comments came out. He's channeling all that rage and frustration into his workouts, and his coaches say they've never seen him more focused or determined. And Mike Tyson isn't just relying on his natural talent and experience to prepare for his fight with Jake Paul. He's apparently pulling out all the stops and using some seriously advanced technology to get his body in peak condition. From what I've heard, Tyson's training team has brought in cutting-edge devices that are supposed to help turn back the clock on his aging body.
Okay, give me 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're talking about stuff like cryotherapy chambers and other advanced technology. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The idea behind all this high-tech gear is to help Tyson's body recover faster, reduce inflammation, and basically make him feel years younger. And if the rumors are true, it might be working. Some people close to Tyson's camp are saying that he's looking and feeling better than he has in decades. When you're Mike Tyson and you're facing off against a guy half your age, I guess you'll do whatever it takes to gain an edge. It's going to be really interesting to see how all this advanced technology plays out in the ring.
This guy's going to come, he's going to try to hurt me, which I'm accustomed to, and he's going to be greatly mistaken.
Let's talk about, there's been a lot of rumors out there about the fight that maybe you're going to have 18-ounce gloves, you're going to be wearing headgear. Any truth to any of that?
No, not true at all. Not true. Not true. No true. Listen, this is called an exhibition. But if you look up exhibition, you will not see any of the laws that we're fighting under. This is a fight.
You're going in, this is a real fight, and you're going in to win this fight. I hope you don't have those feelings of fear about me one day, because I don't really feel like getting in the ring with you. One of those Mike Tyson left hooks is going to knock me right back to...
Sean. I don't want to fight you
Thank
either.
you.
But it seems that Jake's getting some serious support from none other than Anthony Joshua and other boxing experts. They're saying that Jake has really stepped up his game and is in peak form right now. Anthony Joshua, a heavyweight champion himself, has apparently been impressed by Jake's progress in the sport. He's not alone either. A number of boxing analysts and insiders are starting to give Jake a real chance against Tyson. It's a pretty surprising turn of events, considering Jake's background as a YouTuber and relative newcomer to professional boxing. But you can't deny the guy's been putting in the work. He's been training hard, taking on tougher opponents, and really honing his skills in the ring. When you compare that to Tyson, who's been out of the pro game for a while now, it starts to look like Jake might have a legitimate shot. Age is definitely a factor here, and Tyson's not getting any younger. Meanwhile, Jake's in his prime and hungry to prove himself against a legend. Of course, Tyson's still got that raw power and a wealth of experience that Jake can't match. But if Jake can use his speed and stamina to his advantage, and if he can avoid getting caught by one of Tyson's notorious punches, he might just pull off the upset. But almost all the experts are convinced Tyson will win this fight against Jake Paul. I mean, when you've got that much experience and knowledge in the sport, and they're all pointing to Tyson as the favorite, that definitely carries some weight. These experts have seen it all. They know what it takes to win at the highest level, and they understand the intricacies of the sport better than anyone. So when they're saying Tyson has the edge, despite his age and the long layoff, it's hard not to sit up and take notice. Personally, I think the experts are right on this one. Sure, Jake Paul has youth on his side, and he's been active in the ring lately. But when it comes down to it, there's just no substitute for the kind of experience and skill that Tyson brings to the table. I mean, we're talking about a guy who dominated the heavyweight division for years, who struck fear into the hearts of his opponents with his raw power and intimidating presence. That's not something you just lose overnight. Plus, with all the talk about Tyson's age and the risk of injury, I think people are underestimating just how much this fight means to him. He's not just doing this for a paycheck. He's doing it to prove something to himself and to the world. And when Mike Tyson is motivated like that, I wouldn't bet against him. I mentioned many details of this saga, but there's something else very huge that is happening in the wait for this fight. So check out this deep dive where I'll tell you other rumors that are buzzing in the boxing community. You will learn new shocking claims that are attracting people's attention. Click on the screen to watch the deep dive, and thanks for watching this video.